charge of somewhere in the neighborhood of 40%. They take whatever CWD is charging and they add 40% on top of that for their, administrative stuff. We've never done that. We've never added a fee. We've always just kind of rounded it off, and that way, nobody cares whether if I told you your garbage is $16.92, $100, it's the smallest thing on your bill. So we just try to keep them that way. We don't go in and change the numbers year upon year after year, keeping to change those fixed numbers. So under the new contract, what we have is it's fixed at 3 years at 2050. Okay, at 2050, and then it goes up to 22, I think. 20. So here's the question that, as an academic, this is one of these questions where you get into, okay, what happens with garbage, which makes us different than Oak Point, is that we pay the garbage bill.
It's 2250, 2204, and then 2369.
Right, so it's 20, 22, and then finally in 5, it's 2360. So what Oak Point does is Oak Point, Allied bills each individual homeowner. And their rate is much higher than ours, because Allied takes the risk of non-payment. What we do in this city is we pay the whole bill, and then we have the risk that you're going to skip out and stiff us. Now, that's just the way that it works. Now, the advantage to us of doing that is that we get a lower rate than as a consumer, you get a lower rate. The downside of that is, Allied doesn't go each month and say there's 227 houses, oh, that one's vacant, let's make it 226. They pick one number and stick with it. So if they're billing us for 230, whatever the number is, if 3 houses sit vacant, it's 230. It's 230, 230, every month, always the same, that thing. So we bear the risk of any up and down, right? That's one thing. The other thing is, like what Little Elm does, is that fundamentally, the cost of generating the bills, mailing it in the mail, the stamp, yes, we're still doing water and sewer, but garbage is also on the same bill. So you get into a question about, well, what's the marginal cost of adding a line that says garbage? 0. But what's the cost from the standpoint of it's a shared, if you're looking at the cost of water and sewer and garbage, you need to take the cost of that letter and really split it between the 3. Because if we were just doing garbage only, the envelope's not free and the postage, you know what I'm saying? It's this, so what most cities do is they add on to the garbage. They just make it pay its share of some administrative cost. We haven't done that usually because it's not a big number. We tend to round it off so we don't have to change it. So what Linda has written in here was a flat rate of 23, which would mean it would stay 23 for the whole 5-year contract. Because the actual build rate is 20 and a half, 22 and a half, 20, whatever it was, 2360. And that's what this is. This could be 22. It could be, you know what I'm saying? So this is a discussion that we normally, like I said, we did this years ago, and that's why we decided to round it off, was so we wouldn't have to go in and reprogram the software to redo the sales tax again, because this is taxable. And anyway, that's the discussion. Any comments?
So the rounding up a little bit is just to sort of cover, it's part of the administrative fee.
It was 2 things.
Just balance it out over the course of...
Right, so it basically allowed us to go 4 or 5 years without any billing change on your bill, and it covered a little bit of the, because we do get like late fees. If you're late on your thing, we do get, an extra 18 cents or whatever, because you're late fee on your garbage, right? but,
Wait, so, okay, so you said they don't subtract houses, so say we have 230 houses or whatever, what if we're adding a house, do they add it or not?
no.
And so how often do we have a vacant house? I mean, not really, right?
Well, but it depends if somebody skips out on us or something. No, but I'm just saying that, in other words, it's not a dynamic thing where Allied is literally, as the guy's picking up the cans, he's counting.
Yeah.
We get a bill and it stays the same bill for years and years. So, after next year, they'll send us, another bill and it'll be 238 houses or 230 times $22. That's the bills we get in the back office that we pay. We just pay it, right? And then it's our job to collect it with the bill. So, no matter what number you want to pick here, it's not a game-changing number anyway. We're talking about like $1 on a $100 water bill. But I couldn't put a number up there. We can't charge a number unless you guys approve it. The contract says 2050, 2250, 2360. That's what the contract says. So the reason why it's back again is I need you guys to allow us to charge a number other than that so we can flatten it
So
out.
what do we charge today? What goes out today?
1750.
That's on the old contract, right?
No, the new, are you
That's
asking
under
the new contract?
The
Eric?
old contract was 1750, but under the new one, the old one had recycling being a negative number. The new one has recycling being a positive number. That's the change. Is that now recycling is a cost, right? That's why the number. But our average to the citizen over the last 10 years, because I've got 12 years of data there, over the last 12 years, the average annual increase over the 12 years is less than 1%. Because we kept it level for so long.
Have you compared the numbers of what we're paying Allied versus what we're getting in from the citizens? Are we ever taking a hit or no?
No. No. The reason why is because we have just a handful, there's several reasons. Late fees, there's a handful of people who have extra cans. Allied doesn't know that there's 6 people that have an extra can. They don't. We get an extra $5. You know what I'm saying?
So it progressively goes up as the years progress then?
Right.
First 3 years you said it's 20, okay.
I don't think it matters to the people if it's the same every year. I don't think it matters if we charge 21 now and next year it goes up to 2150 or 22. I don't think it's important.
No, it matters to us in the back office because we've got to go and reprogram the
Oh,
software.
I was gonna say, I don't think it matters.
So we don't like touching the software.
So are we trying to pick a number then?
Yeah.
And approve that number?
Yeah, because that way, then because in January, we got to do the new bills.
So have you done the calculation and said this is the number that'll give us the little bump that we?
Well,
need?
it's 20 and a half, 22 and a half, 23.6, those are the 3 numbers. So Linda plugged the number 23 in here.
How long is the exposure for 2360? Is that the last year?
It's 2-year in the last year, yeah. So 22, 21,
So if you did 23, we're 60 cents short for a year, we're gonna renegotiate a contract and do
Right.
likely a rate increase.
yeah.
Likelihood of it.
Right. And it's a little bit higher than the rate now, but it covers, the administrative. It's just, I don't want to spend a lot of time,
Yeah,
but
it sounds
that's going to be the number.
But
What's
we
going
gotta,
to be
we gotta
addressed.
pay to make those changes to the software too anyway.
Yeah, so I just wanted to let you know.
Annual changes.
So if we adopt the fee ordinance as it is right here, we're going to have the plating change, this garbage fee, and the deposit check thing back and forth is all there. So that's,
So what did Quinn say? He said if we pay to change the software?
it depends if we have to get Muni Building involved to update the software.
We license the software, we don't own the software.
We don't own it.
Can't we just find what that middle number is, the balance out on the contract, between the 3, 5 years or whatever it is? Right, that's what we should set it at, so it's theoretically a break even.
Yeah, what's the average?
Yeah, the only issue with that is that, okay, that's not
Then
going
we
to
don't
cover
build
any.
in a little cushion.
Well, that's what I'm saying, what's what's the break even point, and then you add, whatever on top of that. There's gotta be a mathematical,
We can compute the weighted average.
You figure that out.
it's gotta be 20, yeah.
It's about 20, I'm guessing it's about 20, It's gonna be 23 and some change.
2287.
You know, just take, what is it, take 2050,
So
2050.
somewhere around that 23 ball.
Yeah.
3.1415.
So,
So it's
Five.
It's
So
the
how much of
highest.
that?
I can
wait,
tell
how
you in
much
2
of-
seconds.
How much of a headache is changing it?
We don't like to change the software. It's just, it's like only bad things can happen if
That's
we're
right.
gonna start
That's why.
changing rates and things.
Mhm.
So we just, it's like that area of the software is off limits. I don't want Summer changing it, Linda's not changing it, I'm not, so. It's just easier because we're talking about 50 cents and things. It's not game changing, it's more of an administrative
Mhm.
thing to make our life a little easier.
1750.
But we've spent more time discussing it now than we have in the previous 10 years combined.
So,
Yeah, it sounds all right to me, what you're doing here. I mean,
the only other thing I was looking at is it comes up about a 6% increase, right? So it's not a horrible, like, all of a sudden it's, for a bill that you get in January, there's an enormous jump.
Yeah, and it is on the smallest part of the bill, the garbage, 6% on that, right?
So-
Just on that amount.
Right. So you're going from 1750.
So the weighted average is 22, Eric.
22.
So
So it's gotta be 22 or 22 or more.
Yeah.
Or it has to be.
Yes.
So setting it at 23, and then we have a little cushion.
Our
Some of it gets ate up in
It's
the last year.
4.8% above 22.
If you make it 2250, then it's just, what's that, it's $5 a month increase?
Yeah,
But, yeah.
I'm good with that. Is that what you want? That's just a round number. Of course, the taxes are gonna be different, right? Sales tax is different.
On the base rate.
Yeah. Okay, all right, so we're gonna make the base rate 2250. Okay, so that number's now at 2250. All right, so let's make a motion to approve this ordinance and.
I make a motion that we amend the consolidated fee ordinance with the 3 items that we discussed.
Beautiful. I have the motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Clint's got the second, all those in favor? All right, thank you, okay, great. Now we can get the bills out. All right, beautiful. All right, excellent. Okay, next up, we have, let's see what else we got. All right, number 3 is consider engagement of P3 Works as public improvement district consultant. Okay, so the sanctuary across the street, you know, we talked about that, they need a PID. They're paying for a consultant to work for us. So we met with them, Daryl and I met with them, and this is their engagement letter, and they recommend that we hire them. They were terrific, they were fantastic. We'll talk about that. We need to hire them, and the guy will pay their fees. And their fees are, for the woman that was here, $250 an hour, what she charges.
Like lawyers.
So, I'm all for letting him pay her $250 to advise us. I think that's a great plan. So I need a motion to approve, or authorize me to engage P3 Works.
I make a motion to authorize you to engage P3 Works as a PID consultant.
All right, I have a motion.
I'll second.
All right, Matt's got the second, all those in favor? Okay, great, thank you. All right, next up is, we're skipping the minutes. They're not here. All right, so next up, we're going to go into executive session. All right, in accordance with Texas Government Code, Section 55101, the council will recess for executive session, discuss the following: Texas Government Code, compensation of town attorney, other matter what's to do the attorney, the government body, and Texas Code of Official Conduct, development agreements, development zoning standards, 55107-2, Texas Government Code, Deloitte Probation about real property, regarding Sand Hill Ventures, Sanctuary Sunset Cove, Lake Huang, Project Left Field, and Project Lightning Bolt, and 551087, Texas Government Code, to wit, economic development regarding Sam Hill Ventures, Sanctuary Sunset Cove, Lake Huang, and Project Left Field, and Project Lightning Bolt. So we are in executive session. Bye-bye. You all leave. Linda, you stay. And everybody else, yes, Linda stays.
Hey, take a piece of my cake.
Linda stays.
Nobody take my cake.
We're in executive session.
Ed, Joni, Jamie, I'm gonna be insulted.
No, I'm good, thanks. But thanks anyways. And I do like chocolate cake, or yellow cake and chocolate frosting.
Yeah. I baked it myself, made it with these old.
Eric, I didn't know it was your birthday or not, I would have waited for a piece of cake.
We are, I'm working on that press release with Chris Farrar and everything.
Oh, okay, good.
I know IDA's having one thing.
Yeah, I saw that email. Hey, I also have a box of newspapers.
Oh, great. Oh, yeah, great. Yeah, because it's fire season. I need them to start my fires.
So anytime you want to come by,